In this video, I want to help you regain your self-esteem and feel happier with your body so that you can experience much more pleasure in your life and in your relationships. Well, my name is Joyce Gumiero and I am a tantric therapist, relationship coach, and sexuality coach. And if there's one thing I've heard over the more than 12 years I've been doing these sessions, it's people who come to me here at the clinic and say, Joyce, I feel bad, I feel sad because I don't like my body, I don't accept myself, and that makes it so that in the moment I can't let go. If you've made it to this video, if you're watching this video, it's because you identified with this. So I want to ask you right from the start to subscribe to the channel, because almost every day, or at least 3 times a week, I post content here. Content that will help you, practical content that will help you improve your self-esteem, your relationships, and your life, okay? And I'm also going to ask you to give this video a like and follow me on Instagram so you can get to know a bit more about my work. Well, but getting back to the topic, why do so many people struggle with self-esteem issues? Or why is it that so many people sometimes at the crucial moment can't experience pleasure? Because sometimes a person doesn't accept themselves. You're there watching me and you say, oh Joyce, I'm not feeling good about my body. Yeah, I think I'll only feel good about my body when I look a certain way, when I lose weight, or maybe when I gain a little weight. There are several factors that make a person not feel good when facing themselves in the mirror. And as incredible as it may seem, most of us, men and women, aren't happy when we look at ourselves in the mirror, right? A person looks in the mirror and doesn't like what they see. And usually when that happens, believe it or not, your partner can sense this lack of motivation you have, or this lack of self-love you have for yourself. And one thing I want to do in this video is what? To get you to reflect, okay? There really is a beauty standard, an aesthetic standard that society imposes on you, that you have to be thin, that you have to be a strong man, that you have to be a muscular person in order to be successful and to attract the attention of others. However, guys, I say this from personal experience, from my experience as a tantric therapist, teaching Tantra courses for many years. By the way, if you want to check out my training, I'll leave the link in the description. In this training, I teach you how to do tantric massage, which is the massage of orgasm. I also teach you how to regain your self-esteem and feel much more confident. And the reflection I want to share with you here today is this. Often, the person who judges, who says to you, oh, but wow, you have to be this way, you have to be like this, you have to be like that. The media itself, the person who tells you how you should be in order to become an attractive person, have you ever stopped to think that the person who says all this, who has ever told you that you weren't handsome or you weren't beautiful, that your body isn't like this, that your body isn't like that, have you noticed that most of the time these are people you don't even feel attracted to? Have you noticed that the ones who impose these ideas are people you don't even know, people who aren't even by your side, and yet you let yourself be carried away, let yourself be influenced by the negative thoughts of people you don't even feel attracted to? Because from the moment your partner is with you, the person is there, they're in a relationship with you, they love you, and you spend all your time not liking yourself. Have you ever stopped to think that sometimes you don't like yourself, but the person by your side loves you with all your details, with everything that you see as flaws? And then sometimes we end up pushing the person away from us because we feel so insecure. Oh, Joyce, but I don't have to please just the other person. I also have to look at myself in the mirror and be happy. That's fine, but it's normal that as time goes by, especially as we get older, right? Time will change our bodies. It will change our faces. it will change our skin. Now imagine, if you spend your whole life trying to get other people's approval, or if you look in the mirror all the time and don't like what you see. Many of you might be thinking, oh, she's saying this because she's thin, because I think she's pretty. I know, because I've already received several comments like that. But if I'm making this video for you, it's because I've been through this myself. Up until I was about 22 or 23 years old, I weighed 49 kilos. I was very, 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 very thin, to the point that a lot of boys didn't even want to be with me back then when I was a teenager. I was bullied because, oh, Joyce is too skinny, Joyce doesn't have boobs, Joyce doesn't have a butt. I even had another video on my other channel, which I lost, where I talked about exactly this. I even shared some stories about what I went through. And that really affected me. And I know exactly how much it affects other people too. Sometimes we look at ourselves in the mirror and don't like what we see. But today I want to do an exercise with you, okay? It's an exercise that I've done many times and that really did help me boost my self-esteem. Today, if I told you that I look in the mirror and think I'm perfect and that I don't see any flaws in myself, that would be a lie. There are plenty of things I look at and say, oh, I could improve this here. However, I learned to accept myself. I learned to love myself just the way I am. And let me tell you something. If you don't love yourself first, if you don't like yourself, if you don't like what you see, don't expect to be happy, because otherwise you'll end up being someone who depends on other people's opinions for the rest of your life. And believe me, when you start to love yourself, value yourself, and truly like who you are, that also overflows to others. And then your partner or anyone close to you, not just your partners, but everyone around you, they'll start to look at you differently. All right? A lot of people say, Joyce, I have many clients who come here to the clinic, beautiful women, really attractive, with those panic head style bodies, and they look at themselves and say, Joyce, I don't like my body. I think I should be more like this, more like that. And men themselves, they sense this insecurity in women, not just men, but women too. And then that person ends up doomed to a life where they're always trying to please others. So the exercise I want to suggest and the reflection I want to propose for you is this. I want you to get a mirror where you can see your whole self standing up. I want you to get naked, okay? Whether you're a woman or a man, get completely undressed. And I want you to look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself from head to toe. Look at yourself with the intention of love, okay? I know a voice is going to pop up in your ear. It always happens, like an angel and a devil. I want you to focus on yourself. Ignore those voices and focus on yourself. I want you to look at yourself, to notice all your positive features from your hair all the way down to your feet. I want you to look at everything. I want you to look at your hair, look at your skin, look at your eyes, your eyebrows, your nose, your mouth, your chin, the shape of your face, your neck. And I want you from the top of your head to the soles of your feet to find at least 10 things that you like about yourself. Then you can take a piece of paper and a pen and write, well, I like this about myself. I like it, I like it. And of course, during this exercise, you'll also notice things that you don't like. And then when you get to those things you don't like, I want you to reflect and ask yourself, okay, why don't I like this? Let's go. There are many women I do this exercise with in person and they say, Joyce, I don't like my breasts. My breasts, they sag. I don't know. Let's use this as an example. Sometimes you'll look at yourself in the mirror and say, oh Joyce, I don't like my breasts because they sag. Okay, your breasts might sag a little, but why do they sag? Oh, they sag because I breastfed. So you breastfed someone. You gave life to another person. So you should be proud of that too. Oh, my breasts sag because I don't know. I'm older now and they're a bit flabby. Okay, that's not a problem. You're an experienced person. Why am I telling you this, guys? Because you can find something good in everything, you know? Oh, I don't like it because I'm chubby. Okay, you're chubby. But were you born that way? No, you weren't. What can you do to improve and to like yourself? And I say this especially to women because I notice that women are much more self-conscious. Of course, there are plenty of men who are self-conscious and have self-esteem issues, right? But I want you to reflect, to do this exercise, to stand naked in front of the mirror so that you can start to look at yourself. From the moment you look at yourself, you start to like yourself, to value yourself, to look for things about your body, to look for your qualities, to appreciate your qualities, to not be a purse, to not be a negative person who looks at themselves and puts themselves down, because unfortunately, many people do put themselves down. They look at themselves in such a negative way that sometimes someone else is admiring you, they give you a compliment and you say, oh no, I'm not like that at all, nothing like what you're saying. So this exercise is an exercise in self-love. And I'm sure that if you look at yourself a little bit every day, from head to toe, you'll find plenty of qualities. Try to get that little devil out of your head, the one that comes with the negative voice. Because usually that little devil with the bad voice is actually the voice of society. The voice of people you're not even remotely interested in, not even a little bit attracted to. But who told you that to get attention, to be pretty, to be handsome, to be hot, you have to look a certain way? That's not true, okay? So try this exercise. Leave a comment below telling me what you thought of the video, guys. And if you want to learn more about my training, the link is in the description and in the first comment. I'm sure he will help you a lot. Kisses, see you in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye.